parents don't know. Your parent, as usual, the parent of the girl and the parent of the boy, as usual, will send rent, will send upkeep, will just take their roles as usual, not knowing their sons and their daughters are already living together like married couples.
Okay, thank you very much to our viewers. I know you now come to understand cohabitation, and I know that at times maybe you have seen it in different places. For the campus kings and queens, these are very common thing, and so I would like us to discuss to understand it deeper and deeper. So, what are some of the things that you think may lead to the couples cohabitating? What are some of the things that you think the couples cohabitating? What are some of the things that you think may bring this?
Okay, the fact that I have friends that do that, I think some of the reasons could be financial reasons. Or I don't know. I want to put these financial reasons this way. In this particular relationship, you'll end up the other one is always giving.
Okay.
When it comes to financial. And I had previously solved an issue where some friends of mine, they decided to cohabit, and the issue was the lady was demanding so much, and she was not taking any responsibility in that particular house. So the gentleman was like taking care of everything. So all the money that would be sent by she would receive from her parents, she would use to spend in other things, and very unnecessary. To me, they are unnecessary, because if she would have started a business or done something constructive with that money, it would have been understandable. Why spend 10,000 on clothing, and yet you expect to live for the coming days? Your parent sends you 20,000. You want to spend maybe 15,000 on partying and traveling and all that. Tomorrow you are back to borrowing. What's the need for that?
It's true.
So I think financial issues where ladies, I think the women empowerment sometimes fail to let us ladies know how after the empowerment, how can we use this particular knowledge. So it's like we're using the empowerment to sit on the male gender, which is not a great idea.
But also on financial issues, I tend to believe that cohabitation usually take place because of when they come together and stay, then the expenses reduces to some extent. Yeah, because they pay rent for a common house, not that everyone. So if they are living in a bedsitter that costs 7,000, then each one of them will only contribute 3,500 shillings for that house.
Are you sure it is possible? Are you sure? Let me ask you. Are you sure?
Maybe yes, maybe no. We don't. But I tend to think that.
I really doubt.
Yeah, but the challenge now may come that all the burden may be falling on one particular person. Yeah. Mtu mmoja atasema ati mimi nitakuwa wewe lipa rent, mimi nitaenda kununua roiko.
Mimi nafua you take moments away from this particular party. What do you expect to happen? For instance, you live with your partner. For instance, I'm not saying you do that.
Okay.
For instance, you're living with your partner, then you take a break. Maybe you got some commitment elsewhere, and maybe being a teacher, maybe you've traveled to Malindi. You've got some school to teach and all that for 3 months. So meaning you're going to stay in Malindi for 3 months, and your girl is going to remain in Kilifi. So can you perceive what could be happening and all that? That is how the fears of addiction.
Exactly.
You see, it's either she gonna turn into a harlot, a whore. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it does not give a good picture, which I think I'll always be. I'll never prove until you are very ready and very sure for the repercussions. Don't try.
Yeah, but also some get into cohabitation because of peer influence. Yeah, you find that your friends do it, so you also have that urge. You also have that urge to come and stay together with that your partner for marriage. Yeah, so there is that inner feeling. How does marriage taste? How does marriage taste? There's this saying that goes by, um, this saying that goes by, practice makes perfect. So you come and try and practice it in place first before you go to the final marriage itself. So it's just like a short or a little a little practice in the field before you marry. So that's also the peer influence. You see your friends doing, you also get yourself in the same line.
I think
the
this
same.
this could be my take.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is holy and sex is spiritual.
Mhm.
Let me say life is spiritual,
Mhm.
including that particular sex and relationship and all that. God knew why he created everything in that particular man. So sex itself is spiritual. As a believer in God, as a believer in the Bible, as a Christian, sex is spiritual and it should not be taken as a peer. Don't do something because your peers are doing it. Don't. It will lead you to a ditch that you don't know how you'll come out of it. Don't do something because your peers are doing it. Do something that you feel is right, that your conscience tells you, actually, this is the right thing to be done. But the moment you do it because, I'm doing because everyone is doing, or everyone is doing because Luther is doing, let me tell you, it's going to lead you to something terrible.
Exactly.
Because when you talk about a preparation for marriage, there are people who have gotten married without having sex, and it used to happen then, and they lived. Okay, I don't know, but if you feel it's a must, then you need to stick to one partner, which is better than having several partners.
Exactly.
But the problem now comes with the addiction.
The addiction. It's part of it's part of the lifestyle of staying together.
Yes.
It's part of the lifestyle.
So it also changes the lifestyle of the two parties, so that they'll just get to know that is now their lifestyle.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, to our viewers, I know you also have a lot of opinions on the factors that may lead to people who are not formally engaged in a marriage to stay together. So you can write some in our timelines there, or in our in the message section there. You can write them so that we may be able to discuss them. So I also want us to look at the dangers of cohabitation. What are some of the dangers that may come as a result of this act of cohabitation?
To me, danger number one is that you lack freedom.
Freedom.
Because actually, if you get someone who is so social, okay, your interaction with the with other people will be limited.
Exactly.
Because you don't know when. It's like you're having a watchdog, always watching you, what you are doing, where you're heading, and all that. You see, you get back to the house, it will be you're 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw you.
I saw you.
Every day, every night, it's fighting, kicks everywhere.
There are a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you cannot just walk freely and talk freely with people.
Yeah. So for me, my very first limitation would be freedom.
Yeah.
Because I'm one person who will talk to any person I meet. My interaction will be so equal, depending on the level of the relationship I have with the person. But you know, the moment you start cohabiting, it becomes so funny, such that your partner will always want to walk by your side.
Exactly.
You get to class, you can't interact with your classmates, your course mates, because your partner is watching.
Yeah.
You have classwork, you have assignments to work on, you have group works to work on, but you can't do it because your partner wants to. Whom are you going to meet? What are you going to do? For instance, let me take.
And how long are you going to
yeah,
take?
Yeah. when will you be coming back to the house? For instance, let me take an example of the course that I pursue, where I'm in a class of 40 gentlemen and 3 ladies. And tell me, I'll never be comfortable being placed in a group where there is a lady, because we are only 3 ladies in that particular course, and we have 40 gentlemen. I'll be comfortable sitting where gentlemen are than where a lady is. You see. So when I get myself maybe cohabiting or in a relationship with a fellow course mate, to me it will be limiting. And actually, that relationship even won't work. I won't be seeing anything in that relationship. Yeah. Truth be said, truth be told, that is me. I know. Because I'll get a challenge here. I'll be heading to that particular group, ask a question. Whoever will answer me, your approach, you see, it determines. But there are people whom, the moment you start, you are in a relationship, they won't give you an opportunity to interact with others. They'll always want you to be by their side.
Exactly.
If you have anything to do, you have a discussion to take in school, he or she will escort you. Sit amidst your group members, you finish, and he tells you, let's now go.
Exactly.
Tells you, let's now go. Which is difficult. For me, that's... No.
It's a problem, it's a challenge, and it may even bring up the mental challenge. Yeah. You may be stressed, you may have anxiety, you may feel as if you are not cared for. So these are some of the challenges that may come up due to cohabiting in relationships. Yeah, we also have a challenge of addiction. Yeah, sex addiction. So you cannot go for long without having sex. You can't stay alone without having sex. Then we also have challenges like early pregnancies. You know, when you live together, at night you sleep together. In the morning, kuna baridi. Lazima mkadul kidogo. During the cuddling process, you may find yourself doing the thing, and you get pregnant at a very early stage. Getting pregnant at a very early stage may cause a lot of challenges, mainly to the female gender. Why? Because one, it may lead to dropping out of school. Two, it may make you to have maybe something like STIs, sexual transmitted infections, and other more challenges that may come as a result of having sex. So those are some of the challenges that we may easily face due to cohabiting. What can you add on top of that?
I think you talked about stress and all that, but again, I can say emotional distress. Though it is under stress, but emotional distress, this is where sometimes one party might want to interact with the other party, but now you can't do it because you are always together, or rather, one of the rules that you made is that you people will always work together. You see, so it becomes difficult, and though the other one could not even have the opportunity of speaking it out. That yes, we agreed on this, but I feel like it's hindering me in one or two ways, so we can change it to this or that. The moment you say that, probably it can lead to this relationship tangling.
There has also been a problem where in many relationships in campuses or in universities and colleges, you find that there is a death that comes out of that. Yeah, you find that the man has killed the lady. So what do you think brings all this?
I think mental health is a wide topic that really needs to be taken care of, especially among our gentlemen. Because men go through a lot, but you people, you really pretend to be so strong. Let me say pretend to be so strong. Until it goes out of hands, that's when you try to speak. And by the time you're speaking, it is already time. You see, it is overwhelming, too much for you to change, you see. So you can find a young man cohabiting with a young lady, but there are some things or some pressure that this lady is giving this gentleman that he cannot take, you see. So it gives him so much of psychological torture, but he has nowhere to project his voice. Because at the same time, if he projects his voice, he also has the fear of losing the same lady, you see. Because people have their own preferences of the kind of people they want to live with, the kind of people they want to have a relationship with. But for you men, I think most of the young men in campus who go through stress, they get into alcoholism and all that, you'll find, like, let me say 70% of it is out of relationship. ameniacha, nani amefanya hivi, nimempata wapi, alikuwa wapi, aliniambia ako kwa nyumba, sijui ndio ile ako Malindi. You see, very tiny things that your emotions. For me, girl child is no longer so much vulnerable because of the empowerment we get, but the gentleman, because the boy child has been so much left behind when it comes to empowerment, and the entire society assumes that they are so strong, you are so strong, but emotionally, everyone is weak.
Exactly. Now, what are the possible results after campus for these cohabitating couples? What may be the results? Do they lead to marriages, breakups?
Okay. Evidently, there are some that have led to very successful marriages.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I lately watching the Jesus, and I understand they started back then when they were in campus, you see. And that is an amazing motivation that it keeps pushing. But not only them, there are also others. But for me, that is the couple that I look up to. If you have to start a relationship, can look at how they are faring on, and you'll be like, yes, there are ups and downs, but they keep on. You see. But now the possible relationship that is so obvious, these people might not end up getting married to each other in the near future. After graduation, remember they are doing this without the parents' knowledge, right? And you know, parents also, some parents have so much influence into their children's lives. So you'll go home and your dad or mom will be like, my son, you can get me any other woman, but please don't get me a woman from Luna. You see. And Makiu, back in campus, you are cohabiting with a lady from the Luna, whom you dearly love. But now this is a parental command. You see, if you don't get me if you get me a Luo woman, I'll curse you or whatever. You see. So it instills fear in this particular person, and they go sit, rethink, and it will be like it's no longer working, and we have to part ways. You see. And another something so common, I understand, and it has been said that there is a tribe. I don't know what to say. Let me say a community that if you happen to date them, probably they are having wives back at home. You are cohabiting with them here in campus, right? During graduation, don't be surprised to meet the wife of this particular
Which community?
gentleman. No, I'm not going to mention. For security purposes and for the unity of this country, I'm not going to mention.
Okay.
But because actually I don't have full evidence, but my sister is married. My sister who is married in that particular community.
Okay.
But we are also having challenges. But you see. So I think that is where the main problem is. The chances of ending up together is always I don't know how to grade it, but not very sure.
But now, what do you think? Because I know that there are some of our viewers who are supporting that it's good to cohabit, because it also makes us learn of our future also as parents. So we keep on learning, we see on how to cope with some challenges that may come as a result of one, two. It teaches us some sense of responsibility earlier, as compared to you finish campus, you get a job, you get married, and then you don't know how to deal with the wife. What does this wife want? You don't know how to control the feelings and the emotions in the house. So you live a life full of stress. You're married and you're living a life full of stress.
I don't think that it prepares us for future responsibility, because this responsibility, they are inbuilt.
They are inbuilt. Are you
because
sure?
when you become a first-time mom, there was no way you are ever a mom, but you'll get your mother or your godparents guiding you on how to take care of this particular child, right? We have very many students who are single mothers. You get intimate with a gentleman, akuruke, kubaki na mtoto. But this child has to grow, you see. There is always someone to mentor you all along. For those who do church weddings, I understand that they are given guidelines from the church, and they're given a couple to guide them through until when they are now stable and they can handle their issues within themselves and all that. You see, which is a very good idea. So I won't say that it prepares us for future responsibilities. There's no future responsibility when it comes to this, but we have mentors who can do that.
Now, now, what can you advise the campus students or those who are undergoing this situation of cohabiting?
I think mental health is key when it comes to everything. If you feel if your conscience tells you it's right, then go ahead. I have no problem with you and all that. But if mine tells me it's not right, then it's not right. But one thing I need to tell you is that you must be very careful. And if you have to, please let your parents know. In case of anything, they will have something to say and how to accept. So, because a lot of things happen and come from this particular kind of relationship. But if your parent is aware, maybe every time you are having quarrels and all that, you can call, share with them and all that, which is a good idea. So they clearly know your whereabouts. But the moment you keep it as a secret, because you know very well you are free from parental control, it becomes something else.
Okay, thank you very much. To our viewers, I know that maybe perhaps you know of one or two, or maybe you personally is undergoing this particular situation and may like maybe to stop it, or maybe you are planning to start, so you can judge for yourselves. But for all those who are going different challenges due to cohabiting, then I ask, just as Luther saying, you can look for some guidance and counseling from different mentors, from lecturers, from friends, so that you may be able to get out of these challenges that may come out as a result of cohabiting. Anyway, anything that has a beginning must have an end, and so today we make it a stop.